BlueShirtsUnited.com. I'm Jim Cerny, joined by Henrik Lundqvist. And Henrik, how'd you shoot it out there on the 18?
Not too good. I haven't touched a golf club since last year. We had the Rangers golf, but it was fun. We got to meet some great people, and yeah, just nice to get out a little bit.
Now, last year at the Rangers golf event in September, so many of your teammates took great pleasure in the fact that Henrik Lundqvist was struggling out there on the golf course. They seemed to really enjoy it and take out the needle on you. Would you agree with that?
Well, probably, yeah. But that's why I retired. I told them I retired 5 years ago because I can't play this game. But it's still fun once in a while to get out. But I think right now I spend more time playing tennis and skating and of course taking care of my new baby. So golf is probably a game I'll pick up a little later.
Now, you mentioned tennis, so before we get into hockey and all these other things, Brad Richards playing on Arthur Ashe Day prior to the U.S. Open. You can go check him out?
Probably,
John Eisner,
yeah.
right?
Me and Brad have been playing a few times this summer. So I think it's a great sport, great workout for a hockey player, and especially for me. There's so many elements in that game that helps my game, so I might go out and challenge him.
Oh, you're going to challenge him? I was just going to see if you're going to go watch him.
Yeah,
I didn't know you were going to step out onto the court as well.
No, I'll stay in the background.
You're kind of throwing down the gauntlet here, throwing down the tennis racket?
We'll see.
Those things are for private anyway. Tell me, in your wildest imagination, could you have ever predicted what these last 12 months have been like for you? You get married last summer, you go back to Sweden in training camp, have that just great emotional time in Gothenburg with the Frölunda Indians, and start the season in Stockholm, and Winter Classic, and stop Danny Friere in the final seconds, and the whole season, and
the list
everything.
Is long. There's so many things, and we talked about after the season end, there were so many things that happened that made last year so special. And like you say, going back to Sweden, that was a surreal feeling to be there with the Rangers and to realize where you are, but also where you're coming from, and that it's two different worlds. Then they were meeting, and to have my parents there and a lot of friends, it was just a great start of the year. And then from that on, it was just so many great things happening. The team was playing so well. We had a great group of guys, and then the Winter Classic and HBO, going down the stretch, was a lot of fun, and obviously the playoffs. So. Personally, it was a great year. I had a lot of fun, and I felt like I pushed myself in the right direction, and I was in a place where I wanted to be, physically and mentally.
And that list just continued on after the season. You win the Vezina Trophy, and then you welcome in your baby daughter, which you touched on a little bit ago. Let's start with the Vezina, and then we'll move on to the bigger trophy. That moment, so many guys, and Marty Biron and I have talked about this. Marty said the greatest thing, he said Hank winning it was the greatest thing, and then 1A was Hank just losing it just a touch on the stage, where just a slight imperfection.
So many emotions when you were up there. I started off my speech and wanted to thank a lot of people that helped me over the years, but when I was up there were just so many things going through my head. It's been a dream for a long time to win that award and be recognized as one of the top goalies in the NHL. So yeah, I think I lost my focus a little bit, and it just happened. But it was just a great feeling, and it makes me want to work even harder, and I want to be up there again, and I want to, play a Stanley Cup final and win the final. That's my goal and my mindset going into next season.
So when this moment happens, you win the Vezina, you go up there, you have just the classic moment, let's face it. It was a classic moment. Now, I know your teammates all think it was funny, and I've talked to a bunch of them, they think it's great. When you get on the phone, I'm assuming you're on the cell phone shortly after with the wife back home, she says...
Well, she was laughing, and my phone burned up, I had so many text messages and voicemails, and people are happy that I won, but also happy that I made a mistake up there. But it was, you know, it's one of those moments where you don't know what to feel. There's a few moments in my life where I go up there and I'm mentally prepared, but once you're up there, you can't prepare for it really, because it's been a big thing for me for a long time. Same thing, I remember, you know, talking to my brother at his wedding, or just a moment where there's so many emotions and it's hard to control them. But when I slipped, you know, at first I wasn't sure if I said it loud or if I was just thinking it, like, wow, did I really win? And then I'm like, did I say it that loud? It was just, it was a fun moment.
You talk about emotions and you're unprepared for just how it overcomes you. Was Gothenburg and playing against Frölunda, was that a type moment for you? A similar
Same
type
thing.
moment?
It was that first period was probably the toughest period I ever played. I was just thinking about all the years I played there, and you know, growing up, that was the club I wanted to play for.
Yeah.
It was my dream to play there. I won 2 championships there, and so many people helped me there to reach my next level. And then obviously to have my brother there and my family there, it was a great moment in my career. And it was a, you know, fun feeling to have my teammates there and to show them where I'm coming from, and hopefully they had a good time as well.